convocation means. It actually means a gathering. And it's not actually necessarily tied to recognition, but that's certainly what we want to do today. We have a rather large list of students who've won awards that we want to share with you all. And also like to welcome those award-winning students and their parents who we thought might like a front row seat. For everybody else, this is broadcast on YouTube and can be watched again in future. So I suppose when one's asked to write a speech, I thought, well, that's rather indulgent because it's not really about, in a way, how I might want to frame the contribution that the school makes, and certainly the quality of the teaching. I think, in truth, that speaks for itself. It will speak for itself in the work that we'll show you today and in the awards that we're conferring. It speaks for itself in the way that we are growing in status, our rankings and our recognition internationally. And it speaks for ourselves both historically and going forward in terms of the impact that the students and professors make on professional practice and other disciplines. I think one of the things that always fascinates me about recognition moments such as this is that we are here, of course, to acknowledge the talent of the students, their determination to work in a very difficult context, to work through an adverse year where they face challenges regarding connectivity, community, isolation, and in some ways also the loss of what is normally a very intense school community environment. And I think that what they've done here is evidence ways in which not only are they capable and even potentially brilliant as professional practitioners and other sector leaders, what they've also shown us really is how to be brilliant despite the odds. And I think when we talk about architecture education and its value, it isn't just about skills, it's also about behaviours. And what the students' work evidences is ways in which they have developed aptitude to contend with adversity, to work through difficulties of the practical challenges of making models and designing things in isolation, and also writing about design in isolation, but also the ways in which they can, I think, adapt to very, very challenging circumstances. And interestingly, there's a lot of data that supports the idea that anyone able to adapt to ambiguity and challenges is already developing what we call a memory muscle to go on to be successful, independent of the context in which our graduates will operate. Of course, the Student Award recognises several people, not just the student. It recognises, of course, the student themselves, their individuality, their innovation, their talent, their commitment, their determination, but it also is a recognition of the hard work of the professors and the chairs and the administrators and the entire ecology of our school, including our external critics and allies and friends, who are all part of a very broad and dynamic ecology of education and support for our students. It also acknowledges, I think, the institutional framework that we benefit from, the mandate that our president has given us, commitment to certain forms of ethics and professional practice that we hold true to how we operate and permeates all aspects of our curriculum and pedagogy. And I think it's also about recognising the parents who've made a tremendous investment in their children's education and no doubt have been supportive throughout. And I really want to also just hold a little bit of space for the parents who I imagine, it must have been a nerve-wracking year for all of you, and you've stayed loyal to all of us, including your children, and that's been great to see your support enable them to progress and complete their academic studies this year. So I would like to just conclude by simply saying that the students are now, that we recognise today, are no longer the students, they are no longer the future practitioners, they are moving into the space of being the practitioners, the academics, the writers, the designers, the creatives. There's no more this sense of delayed presence within the world. It's moving into that space where they start to teach us about what architecture and what the built environment writ large really is. So it's an exciting moment for all of us to see this maturation of our wonderful students and to give them an opportunity to have additional recognition for all their hard work this year. I would now like to hand over to President Brunette, who will say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Harris, and welcome students, families, loved ones. It's amazing to see you all. This is always a highlight for me, but this year, a year without precedent, has shown how your collective compassion, collaboration, enthusiasm to test new processes, the ability to step up and the willingness to step up and help and to build skills to counter the scale of the issues. You went beyond what it took to survive, and you used the moment to share, to listen, and to make yourselves and to make us qualitatively better. In a difficult time for access and inclusion, your understanding of what that meant was incredible. That was truly astonishing, but we all know that wasn't the whole picture. As Dean Harris has already mentioned, everyone has carried major shifts in our daily lives, lost time with friends and family. Some of you gained time with friends and family, but you were also demanded, it was demanded of you to have patience, have compassion. And Pratt, and this school absolutely in particular, you have been engaged in developing and sharing best practices with patience, with grace, with empathy. You've heard the strategic plan. I'm going to say it again. The problems we confront individually and collectively challenge us as never before. And when that was written, COVID did not exist. And throughout this year, you took on those most difficult and challenging questions. Your daily work, you addressed the pressing reality of growing inequality in our society. You looked at the sustainability of the planet. You looked at food and water supplies, about how we plan our cities, solve transportation problems, share information. And it is in this kind of connection that the best kind of learning and practice takes place. And we all become partners in imagining a future. You have built coalitions to solve complex challenges. This has been a year of unprecedented dialogue and sharing. And you've asked unbelievable questions. You've connected us to the city. You have listened, as I said before, you've partnered, you studied, you researched, you read and you wrote, you strategized, you critiqued, but you always remained humanly centered. You're so deliberate, you're so focused, you're so intentional, you're hardworking and you're passionate. And what you do in the world will position us for profound impact. So congratulations, and we thank you for the remarkable work that you do. I had the great pleasure and honor of watching some of your reviews. I could have been there for days, maybe months. I was immersed in the project's courage and ambitions. You are extraordinary and a true gift to all of us. Thank you to your families and your loved ones who made this happen with you. And as your time at Pratt sort of comes to a close, I hope you return whenever you please. Stay involved with us. Pratt is your home. I offer my heartfelt congratulations on your tremendous achievements and my best wishes for your future success. Congratulations. Back to you.
Thank you,
Dr.
Frances.
Harris.
Right, I'll now hand over to the chairs to discuss, or sorry, present even the awards from the Institute for their students.
Greetings, my name is Erica Henriks. I'm the chair of undergraduate architecture. Greetings, students, parents, faculty. Roughly 5 years ago, I greeted the class of 2021 during orientation by encouraging you all to begin with what you know, to bring your unique diversities, to build upon them going forward. A fantastic academic team led the Bachelor of Architecture curriculum. Educators, theorists, researchers, professionals, and administrators provided you with the armature to build and develop critical tools over your educational career. I also said at orientation that each of you would enter the ongoing debate as to just what architecture can become. 5 years ago, you crossed a significant threshold into a curriculum rich with unique challenges to design, research, invent, think more critically, and find amazing solutions. The next threshold will be tomorrow. The ongoing debate, specifically for us as creatives, will keep reoccurring. Now, you know how to be curious. So keep asking questions and keep finding solutions as each new threshold emerges. To conclude, I want to extend a deeply felt gratitude to all family members, partners, and friends here today. Your support for all our students also requires recognition as mentioned. Thank you all. And lastly, to the students, as of tomorrow, you will be part of an extended Pratt family as alumni. We do hope you stay in touch and return often. One thing I would like to request as I continue on to read the awards, if perhaps those students can actually, if we could hold off the applause until the end, but if I could ask students to identify themselves with a little celebratory emoji so we can find you within this amazing field, then we can open up and unmute for a round of applause. So to begin, the American Institute of Architecture Henry Adams Medal and Certificate is awarded to Isabella Campillo Venencia. The Arthur Edward Award for Outstanding Scholarship, Alessandra Carreno Nuvoja. The Lehman Pierceman Award for Outstanding Student Service, Weena Wu. The National Professional Fraternity for Architecture and the Applied Arts, Alpha Reo Chi Medal, Hamza Hamde. The Degree Project Design Award recognizes 2 individual projects supported by the Dean's Office. Anieshi Ibachu, the project titled Seated Junction. Ida Marie Leith Hansen, project titled Soft Order, the Squishable Residence. Excellence in Academic Achievement recognizes 5 students. Victoria Jamie Moreno, Emily Isabel Balaguera, Kylan R. Connolly, Eriton Remigio Lopez Lils, and Cal McCullough. Outstanding Merit recognizes 5 students. Patricia E. Morales Tredeknik, Pei Yang, Anieshi Ibachu, Benjamin Aaron Erickson, and Abhishek Takar. Congratulations to you all. If we could unmute. Congratulations. And now I'll pass it along to my colleague, David Erdmann.
Good morning, everybody. I am David Erdmann, the Chair of Graduate Architecture. It's my honor to help officiate this morning's ceremony and a pleasure to be here with all of our students, faculty, families, and partners. The 3-year Graduate Architecture program is an intensive 3-year program that fundamentally tries to ask challenging questions of the culture of the built environment. Our students, through this 3-year journey, work incredibly hard to shift from being students to collaborators. And we've seen this merited by all of our students who graduate from the Master of Architecture program. And we're incredibly proud of them for asking these very difficult questions that reflect their individual identities and life journey, none of which would have been possible without the support of their faculty, family, and partners. It's my honor to announce the following awards for our students. And this year, we're delighted to include several recipients of awards from the 2020 graduating class who were not officiated last year. We have 3 American Institute of Architects Henry Adams medals and certificates awarded this year, in fact, last year, to Jonathan Paul Hamilton, this year to Benjamin Matthew Smithers, as well as to Lutz Emily Wallace. We also have 2 Excellence in Academic Achievement awards. The first to Maria Cecilia Rivera Concepcion, and the second to Artemis Araya Romanel Musk. This year's National Professional Fraternity for Architecture in the Applied Arts Alpha Rho Chi Medal is awarded to William Guy Sebastian Vanderberg. We have 2 awards of outstanding merit, which are awarded to Pinar Arachi and Sonia Ellen Feinstein. And the last award that Graduate Architecture has to offer is the Sidney Katz Award for Design Excellence, which amongst this incredible group of graduating students goes to Ko Fong Sha. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to hand off the mantle to Eve Barron, the chair of the Graduate Center for Planning and the Environment.
Do we have a round of applause?
Oh yes, please.
Yes.
Well, thank you, David, and thank you, Dean Harris and President Bronette, for your remarks. We will cherish them. So I would much prefer to be gathered with all of you at lovely Emmanuel Baptist Church. But I am nonetheless very pleased to honor GCPE's distinguished Fall 20 and Spring 21 graduate awardees at this ceremony. The Graduate Center for the Planning and Environment consists of 4 graduate programs in city and regional planning, historic preservation, sustainable environmental systems, and urban placemaking and management. So for our graduating students, our alumni who are now stepping into practice, your work, not just your thesis capstone and demonstrations of professional competence, but the work you've done throughout your time here and the commitments you've shown to each other, to communities, and to the profession are being honored. Thank you and congratulations. I'd like to follow Chair Heinrich's good practice of each person putting up a little celebratory symbol and then everyone coming off mute to give everybody a round of applause. In city and regional planning, the award for the American Institute of Certified Planners Outstanding Student Award goes to Emily Bachman. The American Planning Association Metro Chapter Outstanding Student Award goes to Broan Seabright. The Commitment to the Profession Award goes to Gopinath Malathi. Excellence in Academic Achievement goes to Dwayne Martinez. The second award in Excellence in Academic Achievement goes to Mariah Chinchilla. And the award for Outstanding Merit goes to April Hurley. In Historic Preservation, Excellence in Academic Achievement goes to Anisha Carr. The award for Outstanding Merit, Academic Achievement goes to Sarah Eccles. In Sustainable Environmental Systems, the award for Excellence in Academic Achievement goes to Kinjal Moore. The award for Outstanding Merit in Academic Achievement goes to Pankti Mehta. In Urban Placemaking and Management, the award for Excellence in Academic Achievement goes to Alexandra Belyaev. And the award for Outstanding Merit goes to Carolyn Levine. The award for Stuart Pertz to memorialize Stuart Pertz goes to Alessandra Woodman. And thanks to the Dean's generosity, we have 4 new awards in the GCPE this year for applied research, which recognizes the culminating work of one student in each of the 4 programs. So the award for applied research in city and regional planning goes to Kelly Peterman. The award for applied research in historic preservation goes to Anisha Carr. The award for applied research in sustainable environmental systems goes to Pankti Mehta. And the award for applied research in urban placemaking and management goes to Alex Krieg. So if we can unmute and give everyone a big round of applause. Love the enthusiasm. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to hand over the mic to my colleague, Regina Cahill, who's the chairperson of Construction Management, Facilities Management, and Real Estate Practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Eve, and very well done naming all my fun programs. So our 3 programs are located in Manhattan for those of you who are Brooklyn centered. Undergraduate construction management, graduate programs in facilities management, and real estate practice. So at this point, it's kind of cliche to say that it's been a very interesting year, but that indeed it has been. And the students in construction management, facilities management, and real estate attended classes remotely from as job sites and as far away as Pakistan and India, and many of them in the wee hours of the morning. So all students should be congratulated on their ability to focus during these times. Each of the awardees today not only completed their degrees with excellence, but also did so while working full-time. This is a truly admirable feat and aligned with the prop motto of be true to your work and your work will be true to you. So please join me in congratulating the awardees. For construction management, excellence and academic achievement, Anthony John Ferrara. Outstanding merit, Daniela Chantal Ulawa. For facilities management, excellence and academic achievement, Shu Yu Lee. For outstanding merit, Charles Osafu. For real estate practice, excellence and academic achievement, Jonathan David Lawson. And for outstanding merit, Yu Lee. And congratulations to the graduates. And as you can see from behind me, I want you all to head out to Coney Island and enjoy the summer under the parachute jump. So congratulations to you all. Thank you. And applause.
Thank you, chairs, and thank you, students, for the first round of the awards, which are the Institute Awards. I'm now going to share some images which capture the school-specific awards. So bear with me while I get this set up properly. Right. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so again, this is something that means a lot to me, actually, that we recognise students' work. And since I arrived in the last 2 years, I think there were 2 or 3 awards within the school, if that. And now we've managed to grow these into something more substantial. 16 now, in fact, and still growing. There are others here we've not listed, which will be announced in the fall. Because I think, again, it's so important to give students additional recognition. Not only is it a reward for the hard work, but it also, I think, increases employability, their presence and their attractiveness in their future careers, as well as acknowledging the way in which they are, through their hard endeavours, enriching and steering our curriculum content and our pedagogic approach. So this is the list of the awards, and I'll talk through some of the projects. And not, by the way, there's some students here today who've been told they have a prize in Awardees, so it's a bit exciting for some of you, I know. So we've been running these 2 prizes, the Climate Crisis and Social Justice prizes, now since I began. Last summer was our first round. And as you can see, what we've tried to do is bring in a whole array of judges operating internationally, in fact, many of whom are doing really avant-garde work relative to the broader ambitions of the school. And of course, climate crisis and social justice are really a big part of our core thesis, in fact, the entire world's thesis. So it's important that we make sure that architecture and the built environment disciplines align around these agendas. And how we judge them, of course, remotely. Previously, we'd have the fun of having lunches in the sweaty woo room, as we like to call it sometimes. And of course, this now is a new environment for reviewing, where we roam around on mirror boards, looking at all the work the students have pinned up and actually making these judgments in a far more technologically advanced way. So I'd like to announce the first winner, and this is Emily Balaguerra and Emile Lebitz, who have the overall winners for the School of Architecture Climate Crisis Award. Congratulations. And of course, following the form proposed by the chairs, please identify an emoji, and then we'll later, when we take our mics off, be able to give you a full round of applause. Somebody in the waiting room obscuring the title. Honourable mention for Climate Crisis is Ben Smithers. You may have seen this wonderful image when it was featured recently in the announcement in Architects newspaper about our new landscape architecture programme opening in January. So Ben, congratulations. Oops, this slide's not giving. And again, also an honourable mention to Monty Rationaux and Spengler for the Climate Crisis Award, whose project was Transit and Mutual Aid in East Flatbush. And we will shortly be posting links to Pratt Show's site where you can actually read about all these projects in detail. I wish I had the time to invite the students to do a presentation, but maybe next semester. We actually have an acknowledgement here, a special distinction. This was a prize that all the judges thought it deserved additional recognition, but couldn't quite fit within our categories. So this is SoA O's work, Ship Breakthrough, congratulations. Moving into social justice awards, Sarah Eccles, congratulations for your thesis, Labour Matters, fantastic work. Also, an honourable mention to Anisha Carr for Contested Histories, the narrative dichotomy of the Saraswati River and the function of oral traditions. This is one of the presentations I got to see this year as I was roaming around the 11 different programmes trying to get glimpses of the assessments. And also an honourable mention for April Hurley, who did a fantastic thesis on Will Capitalism Feed Us? Restructuring local food systems through community organising. Congratulations. Again, another acknowledgement in social justice category for SoA O's work, Ship Breakthrough. So over to the GAUD prizes. I think David might want to speak a bit about these. So again, these are the judges who obviously work between a lot of different judging panels, but again, bringing in some really highly regarded artists, architects and curators. And this is the process, of course, by which we make these selections with the judges remotely. And David, do you want to say a few words about Wayland's project?
Sure. This is a project that is looking at waterborne formations for rising tides. Congratulations to Wei Lin for looking at the blurred boundary. You can go to the next one. Ben Smithers and Lutz Wallace, again, looking at challenging issues facing the future of climate change. Here, looking at principles of excavation and recreation. Congratulations to Ben and Lutz. Again, Lutz for her, oops, went through that quickly, for her spectacular proposal on the southern tip of Governor's Island. What is a tree if there are none? This looked at a future form of arboretum in that space. Congratulations, Lutz. This is a prize, one of our writing prizes, that is going to Chana Oberlander and Pinar Arachi and Jeffrey Zato, all for stellar writing in history theory. This is a new prize called the Sybil Mahalanaj Writing Prize, History Theory Writing Prize. Congratulations to all three students for this great contribution to the culture of the school.
So now, thank you very much, David. And now we're on to the undergraduate architecture prizes, and beginning with the Michael Hollander Drawing Excellence Award. Erica, would you like to speak a little bit about Michael Hollander?
Yes, Michael Hollander was a longstanding faculty member within the School of Undergraduate Department of Undergraduate Architecture. He was extremely gifted in the way that he could read drawings, help students understand the power of their visual communications. And we started this prize, I believe, about 7 years ago, in honor of his participation in the Department of Undergrad Architecture. And so, yeah, these were the jury for this year's award. I listened to some of the debate. It was quite fascinating. So here we'll just run through the best overall drawing, the fifth year best of, fifth year drawing, third year drawing for comprehensive design, second year drawing, and the first year drawing, this year's winners. And then the honorable mentions, third year, second year, and our first year. And this is actually a new prize. Perhaps I think Meredith Tenhor or may be able to speak to this, or Daniela Fabrici. this is as a new prize?
Daniela Fabricius has really organized this, so she should speak about it.
Oh, okay.
Though I should say the jury was not me, there was a group.
Okay.
Yeah. Meredith Tenhar and Alicia Imperiali were also part of the jury. Yeah, this is a prize for students in the entire second year undergraduate history theory curriculum, so 251 and 252.
Excellent. Thank you, Daniela.
Slides.
Congratulations to all.
Thank you. Sorry. Apologies for jumpy slides. So GCP prizes, which Eve mentioned earlier, so we won't necessarily do a repeat on these, but just to acknowledge again the awards and also some images to support them, which is always nice to see. I think that's one of the opportunities we wanted to take while we're still in this remote environment to share with you the work, the thought that goes into the layout of these prizes too. And then we're moving now into construction management, facilities management, and real estate practice. Two prizes which I'll hand over to Regina to bestow, if you like.
Sure, thank you. Let me just, I thought you were handling us. So no rehearsal here. The Student Engagement Award, the Dean's Engagement Prize, goes to Nathania Modell. Nathania is a rising senior in the construction manager bachelor's program, and she's been sort of my right-hand person for reaching out to students and keeping them fully engaged during these 15 months of the pandemic. She has participated in the Associated Schools of Construction competition each year, and she's just a fabulous student. So congratulations, Nathania. And the next prize is the final iteration of the previous IDC scholarship paradigm goes to Anthony Ferrara, who is a graduating senior in the construction management program, completing the Bachelor in Professional Studies. He is also the last of our Turner students who were supported by Pratt and Turner Construction, and he will be starting full-time employment at Turner probably in the next 2 weeks. So congratulations to you, Anthony. Thank you.
Wonderful. And so this year was the first year we decided to run a faculty prize just to recognise the hard work of all our educators who do a tremendous job, not just in terms of their own students, but generously. And there are so many people whose faces are in the Zoom right now. I wish I could virtually hug for being so incredibly kind across departments and across programs, people who are really connected and committed to education in the most ambitious and inclusive way. And so this award was basically created as a means where students could make a nomination and also the faculty themselves could nominate their work. The judges looked for examples not only of outstanding pedagogy, but the connectivity to broader research agendas within the school. So obviously people can see little faces, which we tried to configure at the last minute, because this was only judged yesterday. But it really does illustrate, I think, the real support and recognition that's coming both from the faculty and students, but also, I think, from the way in which we view each other's work. We recognise the potential of our pedagogy to reach far beyond the context in which it operates and into professional practice as well. So congratulations, Carissima, Scott, Jonathan, Jeffrey, Olivia, and also Jeffrey Hogreave too. So wonderful work, and we'll be in touch soon about the prize dollars for all of you, of course. So that concludes our school-specific prizes. Congratulations, everyone. And I believe we now have a little video from Provost Pillow, who cannot join us this morning.
All right, I'm going to share my screen now.
There's no audio.
Ramona, I don't think we can hear it. It might not just be me. Do you want to start again?
You might need to reshare and then push the button in the lower left corner.
I'm sorry, Ramona, you would have to unmute yourself.
All right, one more time.
Pratt Institute, I salute all our student award winners. Your achievements are truly extraordinary, especially during a time that has challenged and tested us all. In this, my final year as Provost of Pratt, I am particularly inspired by your perseverance and your pursuit of excellence. Congratulations to all who received honors today. In honoring you, Pratt Institute is honored, and we treasure your gifts of talent and imagination. Thanks again to your parents, families, and friends for support and encouragement, and thanks to everyone for your participation. Conclude the awards segment. Thank you, and best wishes to all.
Wonderful. Well, we are now about to conclude our session, but before we do, just again to remind ourselves of all the hard work that's gone on this year, both on the part of faculty and students. The moments we've now had to spend in these environments are very hopefully coming to a close, and we'll get to see each other in person in the fall, which we're very excited about. But I also would just like to take an additional second, in fact, just to say a really, really heartfelt thank you to all the professors within the School of Architecture and all the administrators and staff. They've done a tremendous job in adapting very quickly to make the school still thrive, despite all of the challenges of the last year. I can't wait to see what it's like when everyone's unleashed from these constraints going forward. But this is an opportunity really for all the students present to just recognise their professors and to say thank you. And if there's anyone you would like to put a very specific message to in the chat, please do. But this is, again, mic's off and a chance to just say thank you, professors. Really appreciate all your hard work.
Harriet, if I could interject, I have one correction. I read a wrong name. And I know that parents are standing by, and as a parent, I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed. The Real Estate Practice Award goes to Jonathan David Agostino. This year I had two Jonathan Davids. So Jonathan David Agostino, the Real Estate Practice Award. Congratulations.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Please do attend commencement. We do a far more detailed presentation about the school, about the achievements this year, which is also very useful to you all to hear about. In the meantime, of course, you can have fun looking at the Pratt Show site if you haven't already experienced this wonderful confection of student work across the different programs, and of course the microsite, which we can put the links in the chat for you in a moment. But again, thank you all for joining. We really appreciate your engagement today, and well done again, students. Fantastic work.
You know, I'm turned upside down.